Creativity is seeing what others see and thinking what no one else ever thought. So hello and welcome. I'm your host, Dr. Ruby Gill, and I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all on the behalf of lovely professional university. So attendees, they say the university makes students, but here students make university. And with the slogan of Think Big, we are here to witness an incredible session on the topic how to think creative. And for that, we have our expert today. So allow me to introduce the expert of the day. Mr. Feroz Khan, Assistant Professor, School of Design, Fashion Design and Technology, lovely professional university. An intellectual personality who brings with him more than 13 years of extensive experience in fashion industry. Along with his academic background, he is also a successful entrepreneur and runs his eponymous brand of Indian wear, which has garnered acclaim both nationally and internationally. His expertise lies in textile and fabric design with a focus on traditional Indian techniques blended with modern aesthetics. As an academician, he is dedicated to nurturing young talent and sharing his vast industry knowledge and insights with his students. So, sir, it's a privilege to have you on board with us today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Ruby. It's all thought process thinking exercises with you. And thank you so much for a wonderful introduction. So we are today here to have a workshop and, understand how to think creative. So I believe that creativity is like muscles. Okay, so you have body muscles. So you train them, you work out, you go to gym, you do yoga and you train them. So they become powerful. Creativity is on the same line. What happens is when you are in a constant process of thinking, identifying problem, finding solution. So what you're doing is you're training your creative muscles and you're building up your creativity. So today's workshop is going to be how to do that. What are certain exercises that you can do with yourself so that you can start training yourself and start addressing those small issues that you have around you and finding solution to them. So that is very, very important to build up your creative level. I would say, something really, really interesting happened, and that's part of a very important lesson of my life. When a friend of mine asked me, Feroz, do you think that you're creative? That was a very, very important question. And, and I was surrounded by the best creative people in the country at that point in time, because I went to I went to NIF Delhi and I was surrounded by extremely creative students. And this question was very, very important as a part of my life, where I wanted to address that question. So I took a pause, I sat there for a moment, and then I told this friend and I said, listen, I don't know whether I'm creative or not, but one thing for sure, I can make things better. So that was my answer to that very difficult question. And from then on, what I have done to myself, I've started observing a lot. I started finding issues around me, small issues, whether it's an issue, whether it's a problem that is happening in my room, how my bed is done, or how pillows are done, how my curtains are done. And then I started finding creative solution to that. So over a period of time, what I have done with myself is I've layered my creative process. And I think whatever creativity I have today after n number of years of experience, I dedicate to that constant training that I've done for myself. So today I'm going to share those things with you so that it helps you in the long run, and I hope you are able to address those small issues, problem that is surrounding you, and you find solution to them. So let's just dive into this, and I hope after this workshop you are able to understand what is creativity and how can you be more creative with every passing day. That is something very, very important. So let's just quickly dive into this. So what is creativity? Creativity is basically a thinking process. By the end of it, you find innovative ideas, you change your perspective, creative novel solution. That is something very important. I've already addressed this point where I've told you what you observe. You find a problem, you find a creative ideas to solve that problem, and then you come up with innovative ideas. So what you see on your screen is a very basic understanding how a simple product can be creatively done. So I'm sure you must have heard of Lego and how those Legos have become worldwide rage. And this image on your screen is a very, very good example that it's not that if you're going to make a aeroplane, or if you're going to design a rocket, or if you're you're designing a satellite, then only you will be called creative. No, that's not a definition of creativity. Creative is something that is acceptable in day-to-day life. Small things, when you start doing small things creatively, then that's in the long run you will call yourself creative. Why? Because you will have solution to almost every creative issues. Okay. So coming back to that, so what happens is there are two type of problems. Okay, the one is that you see a issue around you and you want to solve that problem. I'll give an example of that. Dustbin, it's a very, very basic example that I like to give you. What happens, and I'm sure you must have seen that there are two type of dustbin around the cities these days. One for biodegradable, and one is for non-degradable, non-biodegradable. So for the longest time in the history of humanity, there were only one dustbin and people used to trash their stuff there. Now, since we talk about sustainability, we talk about climate change, we talk about pollution, we talk about plastic, we talk about extra use of fabric. Everything is about sustainability these days. So now it was very, very important to address that thing. So when people used to dump their waste without segregating them, so if there was a that was a very big challenge in to segregate them. So what was the most obvious solution? Coming up with two colors, a blue color and a green color dustbin. Green color is dedicated to biodegradable, your food, extra food item that you don't want to use any further, that goes into that is converted into compost. So what was there was a problem, and then you find a solution. Now there's another type of creativity, which is there is just a wish to change. For example, you walk into your room and one fine day you enter the room and you're too bored with how your room looks like, for example, and there's no problem with your room. There's absolutely no problem. You have good ventilation, you have good lights coming into your room, but it's just a wish to change. Okay. So the first type of problem was there was a problem. Then you find a solution. The second thing about creativity is that you just very creative way of making you happy. It's called dopamine product designing, where it just makes you happy looking at something, and that's also a part of creative process. So now let's understand what are the benefits of thinking creative, because there are a number of benefits. And you might ask a question, why should we think creatively? We are happy with what we do. The first thing, the biggest benefit of thinking creative is basically you become a problem solver. Okay, so I'm sure there are issues around you, there are problems around you, and when you start thinking creatively, you start addressing those problems and you start becoming a problem solver rather than problem creator. So you will start contributing to society a lot better when you think creative. It also boosts up your confidence. What happens is, a lot of people, I'm sure in your life, there are people who you go to when you are in problems, like your parents, your father, your elder brother, your elder sister. When you are in a problem, you go to them. Why? Because those people are not going to focus on problem, they're going to give you solution. Okay, so for them, it's for people who are problem solver, it just builds up your confidence. So it is extremely important. Okay, you also get freedom of thought. Basically ऐसा नहीं होता है, it's not possible that while you're a creative person, 2 + 2 is equal to going to be 4. Like usually I give this example to my fashion design student, that in creative problems, in creativity, in creative profession, it's never 2 + 2 is equal to 4. It's you can make it 22, you can make it 24, depending on your creativity and how you want to address it and how you want to prove it. So it just gives you a freedom of thought, and that gives you a freedom of thought of thinking out of the box. That That is extremely important. The second thing that it becomes is problem. You develop into a problem. You develop into a leader. As I said you that if you become a problem solver, you obviously have leadership quality, because what is a leader? Leader is someone who guides you, who solve your problems, because that's how it comes with experience. The second thing, the other thing that really works when you are creative, it's the entrepreneurial skills. Basically, you become entrepreneur. You start identifying opportunities, small things. You start thinking, okay, can I make it this way? Can I do it this way? How many people are going to accept this way? So you become entrepreneur. You start selling your idea. Second thing, it improves your quality of life. Absolutely. It just works brilliantly when you think creative, when you are a creative problem understanding person. So how it works affect your life. It just improves your quality. Please try this and understand this, and you will be a lot more creative. So now, how do we become creative? That is something very, very important. The first thing that that you should be doing if you like to believe that you are a creative person is ask question. It's extremely important. You ask why, how, when, where, and who. So these are very, very crucial questions that you should be asking, because those are going to be giving you a lot of sorry. Yeah. So those are going to give you a lot of understanding about the problem. Why is this problem? How can we solve it? When can we solve it? Where should we project this solution? And who is going to buy them? So these are certain questions which we call universal questions. These are 5 universal questions. 6 universal question. What is also a part of it? What, why, how, when, and where, and who. So these are 6 universal questions that you should be asking every time you face a problem. Okay, this is extremely important. Asking question is the first step to become thinking creative solutions. Okay, so please do that in the next time. Whenever you are in a problem, whenever you think that you want to make things better, ask these questions. I'm sure you will get wonderful solution to your problem. And then once you ask this question, also start gathering information. It's extremely important that you gather information. How much, no matter how big of a problem, the more you gather information, the better it becomes for you. Okay, so it is extremely important. So I'll reframe, I'll reassess my information here in this slide. You need to ask questions, you need to gather information, and then you need to address 6 universal questions: what, how, where, when, and who. So these questions are going to extremely help you to become a creative person. So now, as I said, that creativity is not just about making satellites or robots, or it's not just about that. It's beyond that. It is about how you have small little ideas in your personal space. So what you see on your screen is a very basic product, that is a chair, and how beautiful it is designed. But the first step towards creative thinking is mind mapping. You need to brainstorm. What are your ideas about a problem? The activity involved should be written down on a sheet of paper, and that really works. Mind mapping also allows you and your team to find a wide variety of solution in a short amount of time. So you need to mind map, you need to ask questions, keep on constantly thinking about it. How can I make it better? How can I think creative? How can what other thing that works brilliantly is sharing your ideas. Involve people who can be experts, they can be your friend, they can be your father, they can be your family member, they can be your kids. Anyone who can contribute to that idea can be a part of your mind mapping process. The other thing what you can do is collect images. Images are extremely important. I usually say, whenever I take creative workshops, I usually say that visuals are expensive, words are cheap, and visuals are expensive. Why do I say that? The reason is that visuals need time, energy, expense to create and express an idea. Okay, so if you have a thought, you might just open your mouth and you just might just say it. But if you want to convert that verbal communication into a visual communication, you'll have to find the right image, which involves a lot of time. If you can't find the right image, you have to create the right image, which involves time, expenses, money. It involves resources. So visuals are extremely important, very, very expensive way of of communicating what you want to convert into visuals. I hope this is very, very important that I just told you. So visual communication is a very, very important part of your design thinking and creative thinking. So whenever you convert an idea into a visual, it is accepted better. People accept it a lot better. They perceive it better. They understand it better, and they're ready to pay money for that. Okay, so it's extremely important that whenever you have a creative idea, you convert that creative idea into a visual idea. So please find out right images, go around, look around, research on internet, talk to people, go back to your design diaries or visual collection, or I usually call it visual bank. Over a period of time, what you can do is you can be on internet, keep on saving interesting images that you have come across in a folder. Every week you open that folder again, go through it again. It's like, it's like a physics formula, it's like a physics law. The more you repeat, the more you go through them again and again and again and again, the better it becomes for you. So it's like the similar way. So you have visual bank. So whenever you are on internet next time, what you should ideally do is save interesting images. The moment you save those interesting images, what you are doing is you are creating a visual bank. So every week go through that visual bank, and I'm sure it just gets registered really well onto your visual memory. And next time, whenever you have a problem, you have a visual to connect to it. Okay. And as I said, that visual clues are extremely important. They make you produce the best ideas in the world. So these are, again, as I said, you don't have to be making robots just to show that how creative you are, how creatively you are thinking. You can work on small little product. The center image is one of my favorite images that I saw long back. It's just a brush. It's just a brush. You might just walk into a store, you might look at this product, and there is no way, if it's under your budget, there is no way that you're not going to buy it, because it's so creatively done. It shows the bangs of an old man, it shows the goatee, and at the end of the day, it's just a brush. Okay, so you have a tiny brush. If you can see my cursor, there's a tiny brush in this package, and then you have a big brush in here. So how creatively it is done. And now what you do is, now on the left side, you can see these tools which are in the shape of eggs, so beautifully, so creatively done. Serves the purpose of being a chair, but yes, creative add-on, how beautiful it is done. Again, on the same side, on the left side, what you see here is a beautiful case cover, which is a wooden case, and you open it, and you can keep your small little things, and it is beautifully packaged. Packaging is one of the most creative fields that we have at the moment. So see how creatively you can package your stuff, because that is something very, very important. I remember I went to for shopping with one of my friend, and she bought this lip balm just because of the packaging was beautiful. It was so brilliantly done. Again, small little products, small little lifestyle products that you might be willing to incorporate in your life, and how creatively these are done and brilliantly executed, and they serve the purpose. It's just a tennis, table tennis racket, but how creatively it's done. The second thing that you see on your right, how beautifully these storage places are designed, and so creatively done, beautifully done. It just enlightens, it just brightens the entire space there when you put them in. Again, this is my favorite, which is extremely important for me as an individual when I want to get inspired, when I want to do something nice. And if I'm feeling low, I'm low on my creative hormones. So what I do is I watch interviews. Very, very important for me as a design creative person. I watch interviews, I read biographies, I listen to people who are inspiring. So there are a lot of people, a lot of presidents of the all over the world. You have Mahatma Gandhi in India, Dr. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Bahadur Shastri. You have Abraham Lincoln. You have Oprah. You have so many, extremely Malala. You read their stories, and they're so inspiring. So these kind of things, whenever you are less on your creative juices, you should ideally go to the internet or buy a book. If you are a vivid reader, you can buy a book. you read them, you get inspired, you see how much people around the world has gone through in their lives, and what were their solutions to it. So it's extremely important. So whenever you want to really think creative, you want to think out of the box, you should watch biographies of people, famous personalities, artists, people, entrepreneurs, and get inspired. Extremely important. Watch Oxford Union debates that people have in Oxford, and it's brilliant how creative people, how engaging those webinars and webinars are conducted, and how creatively people think, what creative solutions those people have. It's absolutely amazing. So you can look at people, influential people, artists, leaders, entrepreneurs, and when you hear them TED talk, they share their experience, how they become what they are at the moment, what were the challenges that those people faced, and those are real lifetime challenges. Okay, and they are people like you and me, who have regular life problems, and how they creatively solve those issues. So one of the quotation that a very senior person from the industry once told me, that designers should be kept on the top part of the professional hierarchy of any organization. Creative people are supposed to be on top. Why? The reason was that they are able to think out of the box. Okay, otherwise people are going to be talking about the same problem, same solution. But now when we are growing, when we have a need of creativity much more than we have ever in our humanity. At this point in time, we have big issues. We need to find creative solution to solve those big issues, like climate change, pollution, voice pollution. You have a excessive use of resources, oil pollution. So now we need to think creative. Small little creative projects are going to make a big difference. So you can look at those solutions once you hear to these creative people. You can use this information, try combining their methods with yours to find alternative ways to achieve your goals. So that's one of the reason I'm asking you to go to the biography, read them, address them, find their issues. Malala is one of very influential personality. She has gone through so much in her life, and how she is sitting at the moment in United Nations, and she's addressing big problems. Another close friend of mine, believe me, she was an acid attack the entire world, making them aware about a problem that she has faced. And we are, as a society, we are looking at solution and finding them, finding solution. So yeah, so these are my take on creative thinking. I'll just quickly go through the entire presentation again. So there are certain benefits, obviously, of creative problem solving. So please ask questions, very important. Gather information, do extreme research about the problem that you have, or anything that creative people are doing. You can look at artists, you can look at fashion designers, you can look at architectures in the world, how creatively they are addressing problems, how they're finding solutions. You can look at options like mind mapping, talk to creative people, talk to interesting people, understand what they have, what are their takes on a certain problem, what could be a possible solution. Again, as I said, that creative thinking is not big. You can start small. Please collect images. Visual bank is extremely important to be creative. Revisit your visual bank and think small, and then layer up your work. Make your products bigger and bigger as the time goes. Look at watch interviews, talk to interesting people, talk to your grandparents, your uncles, aunts, share their experience. Let's listen to this story, try and connect to them. So yeah, that's all from my side in terms of thinking creative. Ruby, so if you have any questions in the panel, so we can ask.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your immense valuable knowledge, and we are grateful for your time you have credited for us, and your way of explanation is really appreciated, sir. And thank you again for your insightful and impactful presentation. And sir, before we move on to admission part, we have few queries from the attendees. So with your permission, can we take up those queries?
Yeah, please go ahead.
All right. So, so there is a query from an attendee named Rishabh. He wants to know that is there any difference between creativity and innovation?
Okay, so this is something very interesting question. So what happens is there are three parameters, three stages of creative thinking. The first thing is that you have your skills. Okay, so you have an idea, you have a creative idea. What happens with that idea is the idea is worth nothing until unless you convert that into a product or a solution. So how do you do that? You find a solution, you develop skills, you find skills to develop your ideas. And then once you have those skills, you have thought creatively, you have identified a problem, you have thought creatively about it, you develop a skill. Now what you do with that creative idea and those skills, you innovate it, you become better, and you make it an interesting things to do that. Innovation is the final output of a creative thinking. So you need to think creative, you need to adapt certain skills to develop that skills into a product, and then you innovate. So innovation becomes the third part of your creative thinking. So you have your idea, you have your skill, and then you have your innovation.
And sir, just I want to continue with your explanation that if somebody like if any student have these kind of ideas, how we incorporate those ideas, how our faculty assists them in those ideas. So can you please throw some light on this too?
Okay. Yes, absolutely. This is a very interesting question, because by the end of the day, how are creative ideas getting converted into a product or a solution? That is very, very important. As I said, that the only hindrance that is between creativity and innovation is skill. So what happens is, as a faculty, as a creative person who is there to train you as design student, I was in the other day I was telling my students that the only reason they're in college is because they want training, they want to train. We want, as faculties, we are here to train them, so training is extremely important. So what, as a creative faculty who is involved with creative student with a lot of creative ideas, what we are going to do is we are going to channelize your creativity. We are going to tell you which skill is important to convert that creative ideas into a solution. So as a creative faculty who is going to help you, we are just going to develop skills in you so that you know what to do with that creative. You don't when you are in a creative problem, so it just gives you sleepless night. So what you have to do with that sleepless night, you have to find skills, and you have to open the lights, please. You have to find skills and you have to develop that into a product.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
And so we'll take up another query that is from Ashpreet Kaur. She wants to know that what all kind of advancements we have in the Department of Fashion, the School of Fashion.
What was the question again, Ruby?
Yes, so the question is that what all advancements we have in the School of Fashion.
Yeah. So as a part of, I'm sorry, your voice was breaking. Can you just repeat it again? I'm sorry, Ruby.
Yes, sir. No issue, sir. Sir, the student and attendee wants to know about the advancements we have in our school.
Okay. Advancement we have in our school. So as a creative school, that is we have a lot of faculties from all over the best colleges. I'm from New Delhi myself. So we have experienced faculty. That is very, very important, because what we are going to tell you, we have all the infrastructure that you need to develop product. That is something that is, I think, a lot of universities and colleges have, but how to channelize those machinery, we are there to help you with that. We have experienced faculties here, and in case if we are as faculties, we are let's say we are not able to give you the right person, so we introduce a lot of people from the industry. They come down, we develop those workshops, we develop our skills of the faculty so that we don't have to call people from the industry again and again. We develop our faculty skills so that whenever you need us to develop those products, we can easily do that.
Thank you so much, sir.
That is something that is, I would by hand on my heart, I can say that as a creative school, we are there to do even the hand holding, to guide you, to motivate you, and to take you to the best version of yourself as a creative individual. So we do that.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you, sir. And the result of the same, we can see the high-end placements. The students, our
Absolutely.
students are working in renowned MNCs. So that is the result. That is the hard work of our top-notch faculties. They do. They put into the students, and we see the students
Yeah,
are shining
absolutely.
with the flying colors. Okay, so
Absolutely.
sir. Yes, sir. So we'll take up another query. So then another query is that what all new things we are adding in the fashion and how LPU is coping with it.
Okay, so as a part of this question, so we have introduced two very interesting specialization this time in our curriculum. So we have a course called on fashion communication. So fashion communication is an extremely evolving topic these days. So you have so we have introduced a course which is a specialized course on fashion communication and marketing. So in this course, we are going to help you in understanding how fashion works, how industries like fashion magazines, how to do product designing, how to do graphics. So we have introduced this really interesting course this time, and also along with that, so we have designed a course which is for global. That's a global program. So in that program, what we are going to do is we are going to send you every year, we are going to send you different part of the 4 different part of the world, and you will be going there as a student. You will be exposed to a lot more creative pool of people around the world, and you will be coming back with that information, avalanche of information that you will be coming back with, and you will be more creative. You will be finding more creative. You will be going to Europe, you will be going to Middle East, you will be going to production houses of the world like Bangladesh. You will be going to that part of Vietnam. You will be going to that part of the world also to understand how luxury works in Middle East, how creativity works in European countries, and how those are converted into actual product in countries like Bangladesh and Vietnam. So we have this global, very interesting program, Ruby. I think that student will really be excited about it, because we are exposing to a lot more universal and global ideas around the world. So these are two important things that we are doing as a school, so to help the student to specialize in certain field of fashion and design.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And with you, we have, like, attendees have got so many insights and perspectives. And sir, yes, as you have just told us that you have launched new programs, new advancements in the school. So for that, I think student needs to approach us for the admission. And for that, we have our
Absolutely.
admission nominee, Ms. Rachna Bajaj with us. Ms. Rachna Bajaj, Assistant Officer, Division of Admissions, Lovely Profession University. So, ma'am, we welcome you and thank you for your valuable time. And please guide the student, navigate them through the admission process, and highlight the other parts of the university. And yes, ma'am. So, over to you, ma'am.
I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Yeah, great. So good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing fine and safe at your home. So as sir has already shared so much information with you, which you can utilize further. So now I'll be just quickly sharing that what are the various parameters rather, which you should be considering before applying for admissions in any university. So if I talk about LPU, I'll be sharing how LPU is following their Think Big slogan and making a difference in the education sector. So first up in the list, we have LPU creating history when 12 out of 13 students of LPU brought laurels to the country by participating in Olympics 2020. Moving ahead, we would also like to congratulate our student Neeraj Chopra for becoming the first Indian to clinch the Lausanne Diamond League with a best throw of 89.08 meters. And if I talk about placements, we have thousands of students, our alumni is working in top multinational companies in different sectors over packages of 1 crore. And I suppose you can be the next one in the league. So apart from this, ranking is one of the important factor aspect which you should be considering before applying for admissions in any university. So let me show you some of the rankings of our university. So first up in the list, we have the World University Ranking 2023, the Times Higher Education World University Ranking, where LPU has been ranked 23rd amongst both government and private universities. Further, we have the NIRF ranking by the Ministry of Education, Government of India, where LPU has been ranked 47th amongst all government and private universities of the India. If I talk about on the parameters of innovation, we have the Atal ranking of institution or innovation achievements, where LPU has been ranked 3rd in India. And there are multiple feathers in this list. Now let's talk something about the campus life and exposure offered. As a student, make sure that you enjoy your campus life, you gain as much as exposure you can during these years. And if I talk about LPU students have got ample of opportunities to participate not just in national but international level events as well. So let me show you a quick glimpse of few of the events. First up in the list, we have the 106th Indian Science Congress with a focal theme of Future India, Science and Technology, which was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, where students got to interact with Nobel laureates, scientists, and various delegates. We also marked the presence, LPU also marked the presence of Nobel laureate 14th Dalai Lama for the convocation. We also had former President of India, late Shri Pranab Mukherjee, twice in the university for the convocation. Former Union Minister for the inauguration of LPU Startup School. A very familiar face, a motivational speaker and a life coach, Gaur Gopal Das ji. He interacted with the students and motivated them about life. Moving ahead with some of the heartthrobs, I know Shah Rukh Khan is everybody's heartthrob. We had Deepika Padukone in the campus. We also had Sonam Kapoor. Even Coke Studio was organized. Next up in the list, we have the world famous cricketer MS Dhoni. He was at the campus, and students witnessed the presence of such celebrities and enjoyed these events. Talking about infrastructure, make sure that you visit the university or college whenever you're applying for the university, because you will be learning in these practical labs, you will be making memories in these classrooms. So let me show you a glimpse of the infrastructure which is available for the students of LPU. So this is an inside view of our 9-storied library, which has approximately 20 lakh books in online and offline mode for the students. An outside view of our amphitheater. LPU has around 3 to 4 amphitheaters where several Nukkad Natak theater acts take place for the students. An inside view of our Shanti Devi Mittal indoor auditorium with a capacity of approximately 2,500 audience. An outside view of our university mall, my favorite place, I would say. Let's take you inside this mall. This mall has all the basic facilities. If you talk about courier facilities, stationeries, clothing, be it related to technology or dining areas, we have Domino's available. Apart from this, we also have a gaming area for our students inside the university mall. You can also use a gymnasium, which is available inside the mall. In case of any health issues or medical issues, we have our hospital, university hospital inside the campus with 24-hour availability of ambulance, be it eye specialist, be it general wards, physiotherapists, dental facilities, all are available under a single roof. An outside view of our Shanti Devi Mittal Indoor Stadium, which has several sports facilities like a proper all-weather Olympic level swimming pool, 12 badminton courts for the students, a shooting area, open playgrounds, a beautiful picture clicked by one of our students, and a mesmerizing night view of our hostels. So yes, this was all about some of the parameters and what is being offered to the students of LPU. So now let me quickly show you that how you can apply for admissions and explore what are the programs which are available in the university. So for that, what you have to do is just simply visit our website, lpu.in. And on the top, you can see an icon of admissions where we have segregated all the programs as per your eligibility, be it after 12th programs, be it after graduation or after 10th programs, after diploma, etc. So let's say you want to explore for the bachelor program after 12th program, just click on the after 12th programs and all the disciplines which are available in the university will be right in front of you. Be it related to architecture, hotel management, design. Under design, we have the fashion design program. And for fashion, we have total 5 programs which are being offered: BSc Design, B Design, Global Design, which is a newly launched program. We have Fashion Management and Communication Design. We have B Design Fashion, and we have B Design 2+2 International Credit Transfer option. So I'll just show you a glimpse of our B Design Global Design program. Just click on this program and you can see that the program is for total 4 years with total 8 semesters. And the eligibility states that a student should have minimum 50% marks in 12th with English as a compulsory subject, and LPU NEST or CUET or any other national level test will be compulsory to take admission in this program. If you haven't applied for any other national level test, then you can apply for the LPU NEST exam, which states for National Entrance and Scholarship exam. Once you scroll down, you can see some of the student achievements. Then you can see the rankings, you can see the fee structure we have mentioned here. Then you can see some of the scholarships which are being offered, because all the programs have multiple scholarships. The scholarship can be on the basis of 12th, the scholarship can be on the basis of the national level test, the scholarship can be on the basis of the LPU NEST exam which you will apply for. So at the end, the maximum scholarship will be applicable to the students, and that scholarship will be applicable throughout the program. And once you scroll down, you can see some other scholarships which we have listed. Other scholarships include scholarship on the basis of toppers of education board if you fall in the merit list of your board, some financial aid for defense personnel, their dependents, financial aid to economically weaker section, or single girl child, single mother child. We have financial aid to orphans, or financial aid to a person with certain disability. If you have any such fall in any such category, just share your information with us on our email ID, which is admissions@lpu.co.in. Once you scroll down, you can see some of the important dates which have been listed down. For the students, those who have already appeared, registered for the exam, their exam has been scheduled between 1st to 15th April. And for the students, those who haven't registered yet, make sure that you register yourself. The last date to apply for the entrance test is 20th April. Further, you will get exam slots between 11th to 30th April. And on 5th May, your result will be declared. And on the 5th May, a very important step will open in which you need to participate, which is the online seat preference, which will open for 5th to 7th May, in which you have to fill your preference. Because once you qualify your exam, all the design programs will be available in front of you. So you have to mark your preference. So let's say your first preference goes fashion design, second goes multimedia, animation, and accordingly. Once you submit your preferences, on 9th May, we will release your allotment letters. And then finally, you have to proceed with your admission between 9th to 15th May by making your initial payment of 10,000 rupees, which will be again adjustment of your tuition fees. And in case if you have any other queries, feel free to get in touch with us. We have listed down our helpline details on the right side of the screen. We have our WhatsApp team. We have our helpline number available for you. We have our live video counselors available for you. And if you want to get in touch with us again, we have also listed down our helpline numbers right below our website. So over to you, Dr. Ruby. I suppose I have shared majority of the information with our students, which can be helpful for them to apply for admissions at our university.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for providing your assistance to all the attendees that how they can take admission, where they need to go, all the process. And now I believe they can apply for their favorite course in lovely professional university. So thank you so much, ma'am. So I believe if sir, ma'am, if you don't want to add anything to it, can we wrap up the session?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much. So that's all for the day, attendees. My heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for attending this webinar on how to think creative, and your presence, participation, and support was instrumental in making this webinar a great success. And experts, thank you so much. You have brought a valuable insights and expertise to the table, and your presentation and discussions were both informative and engaging. And we understand your time is valuable, and we appreciate the effort you took to join us and create an environment of collaboration and learning useful to the attendees. And attendees, we look forward to host such more informative webinars in the future. For that, keep a check on our website, that is www.lpu.in. So until next time, I, Ruby Gill, finally sign off the session. Stay healthy, stay happy. Goodbye.